YouTube family, what's good, man? It's your boy, Brother Toby, coming at you again, a new video. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and do me a favor, man. Hit that sub button, hit the notification bell so that way you can get all the new videos and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I'm trying to make this one kind of quick. Narcissistic supply, and what does that look like? What does that entail? As you guys know, I've been doing a whole lot of recent videos on narcissism, all right, because I literally walked through it. So, because I'm a narcissistic survivor, I believe that I can speak on it. You know what I'm saying? So, here's what I want to go ahead and say. Narcissistic supply can be anything that is, anything that a narcissist can receive from the said individual or from the said avenue or product, right? So, let me go ahead and cut to the chase. In the vast great world of narcissism, you have enablers. Enablers are also called flying monkeys. All right, flying monkeys are the individuals who the narcissist willfully or unwillfully employ due to their subtle insidiousness of manipulation and control. All right, now when it comes to narcissists having kids are, for one, they're pure, but due to the love for the parent, which could be a male or female, narcissism has no bias. It can literally, the narcissistic parent can literally use the narc can use them, as a type of supply, which means that they empower the narcissist to become more and more prevalent or more powerful in what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, all the kid wants to do is be loved. So a lot of times, and it's going to get to my point here in the future, a lot of times that child is always consistently trying to earn that parent's love, and for most cases it doesn't happen. And so what happens is that child grows up cold towards that parent, because at the end of the day, the kid didn't ask to be here. All the kid asked was for the parent just to love them, plain and simple, right? But due to the brokenness that indwells the narcissist, they can't see their danger. They can't see the damage that they're doing. This is why I said early on, it's better to empower yourself as an empath. It's better to educate yourself. And it's also better for you to get therapy if you have encountered any type of pain or volition in the sense of being in a narcissist's rage. You know what I mean? So, moving forward here. One of the items that a narcissist uses to gain the supply is finance. So case in point, let me give you clear examples. Let's say that you're married to a narcissist, right? And you two have a shared account, shared money, bank accounts. The narcissist could say, and again, it's very, very much covert. And this is why covert narcissists are so hard to detect, because they're so subtle. They're so hard to discern in their grandeur of grandiosity, or in their mission to be, this super narc, and they have all these resources at their fingertips, from people to co-workers to family members, husbands, wives. It's friends, and all that. It's very, very hard. But the people who know them well are the people who dwell with them at home, who live with these people. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, here's what I want to say real quick, all right? Because there's a lot to cover in such a short amount of time. What I wanted to say is this, all right? Point is, when it comes to finances, right, which is a great tool for them to, get their feed, right? It's like a drug, right? We all seen, I'm kind of old, but young at the same time. New Jack City, everybody remember Chris Rock, Pookie, that was his name. He got off, he was on, he was a crackhead, whatever, got clean, but then he got brought back to the arena where his fix, the crack pipe, was there. So what happened was, he was doing really, really good. And Ice-T, the dude who played the cop, gave him a chance to, infiltrate, to destroy it from within. What happened was, in his mission to, ultimately destroy the Carter, that's the inspiration where Lil Wayne got his albums from. In his way of trying to, how would I say, destroy that organization, he ends up becoming a victim back to, the drug again. You know what I mean? So what am I saying here? And that probably wasn't the best example, so please forgive me. So my point is this. As much as he wanted to hit that pipe, which he eventually, succumbed to it and, ultimately got killed. That's how much a narcissist loves its supply. You know what I mean? And that's the example. Thank you, Lord. So as bad as Pookie wanted to hit the pipe a few times, threw it away, and then eventually he got, he thought, okay, I can do this a couple times, and then I'll be okay. Nah, it didn't happen. So I said to say this, is that when it comes to the narc, right? When they don't have that supply, they go crazy. They itch for it, they fiend for it. Just like Pookie was in New Jack City. Now, going back to my point with the shared bank account, this is why, I encourage you to not have a shared bank account with a narcissist. What they'll say is, hey, well, this is for bills, right? And then, especially if you're a husband or a boyfriend, who happen to cohabitate, I don't condone that, but I know it happens. So I say that's going on, right? And after a while, you begin to see things like, okay, I see all these Amazon boxes, I see all these packages, I'm getting these late bill statements. Okay, well, why is that? If we're sharing all this money, we make enough to take care of our home and pay bill. What's really going on here? You may be asking. And then you approach the narcissist about it, and here's a telltale sign of which they've been exposed or they've been caught, right? And they don't want you to know about it. They'll throw a conniption fit. They'll gaslight you. They do all these things to literally get you to get off your square, because what they're doing is trying to throw what's called food salad. Throw all these words like, for instance, again, because it's y'all's money, it's a shared account. You have every right to say, hey, well, look, why are we getting all this late bill notices? Why is this late? If you're saying that the money that you've taken from my account, from our account, is being, used for this, thing. Well, I told you this, I told you that, and, blah, blah, blah. And then you're looking at the bank statements or the receipts, and nothing's lining up. So again, when it comes to money, which again, as I said before, is a very, very high commodity for the narcissist, because it's a resource that anybody could use. So it goes right back down to it, where it says, where they're saying, no, I have been doing it. Basically, you're going to fight, okay? They're going to rage out to the point to where if you ask enough questions and you're proving all your points, this is how they escape that situation. They'll get mad, they'll throw a fit, they might tear up the house, and then walk away, making an empath feel like, you know what, man, hey, I apologize for asking the question, in which you weren't wrong, because at the end of the day, who wants to be broke? Who wants to be borrowing money from your family members or loved ones in order to keep your house afloat when the person in your house is actually doing all the damage? You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense. So after a while, what happens is this. They continue doing the same thing, because now what they did was psychologically manipulate you to where, okay, I kind of scurried my way out of that, situation there, but I'm going to continue doing my insidious robbery of the supply. All right? So my point there is this. When it comes to money and narcissism, money is it's so tough, because most people who've survived narcissistic relationships, I guarantee that 90, 100, or if not all of them, are in debt because of what the narcissist did with their money, their funds, the squanderance of the funds, the misappropriation of the money that was used for certain things. Now, the narcissist will want to have a foothold of your account. Why? So that they can do what they want to supply their needs, whether it be going out clubbing, having a girls or guys night out, whether it be, buying things off Amazon or buying stuff at the store, That's what he uses it for. That's why they're so adamant about the supply. And the minute that the empath wakes up and it's cut from them, they go on a frenzy. Now, another thing is this. Here's another point I want to say when it comes to narcissism. All right, is this. A lot of them still keep in contact with their exes. A lot of them, unless it was totally a situation where it was super dangerous to where they almost died. But even if it was that serious, guess what? They're still gonna keep in contact with the ex. Because why? It's something that the ex person provided that person, the narcissist that is. Meaning that it's some type of empowerment that it gave them. It could be the former exes probably complimented them and their looks, their style, their dress appeal, their sex appeal, whatever. Some type of confidence builder that they gave or that they instilled into the narc. This is why they have literally a foothold in every last one of their past relationships. Why? Because when you get to understand the narc, these are very, how would I say it? These are very insecure people. So when you're insecure and when you don't have that positive reinforcement growing up as a child, like where their mom, and a lot of these people come from broken families. So because they come from broken families, they have to reach out for something that feels good, even if it's wrong. What they do is they reach out to those individuals. These people could be manipulators themselves, right? So there's a lot of toxicity in these relationships. So because there's a lot of toxicity, they have to reach out and find something that will validate that void that's in their heart. This is my third and closing point here. Because of the voids that are in their heart, narcissism supply and the supply and narcissism are like literally hand in hand, and as well as insecurity. So kids are enablers. Money is a huge motivating factor. Even my last one too, to add to that as a cherry on top, is positions of authority. If you are in the military, if you are in a Fortune 500, Fortune Forbes, 500, if you're in a company where you have a narcissistic boss in charge, they have to be the project manager, they have to be the CEO. You could be busting your tail 80 hours a week, missing birthdays, missing birthdays, missing all kinds of things going on. And that narcissistic boss could be like, literally, you know what? No, you need to work harder. And you're trying to convey to this person, like, sir, ma'am, I am working hard. I'm my marriage is in shambles. My kids are not doing too good. And then the boss give you ultimatum. Okay, well, I don't need you no more. Just to scare you, right? Because it's manipulation. It's mind games, Jedi mind tricks. Well, I think I'm going to let you go. And then what happens? Because you don't want to lose your job, because it's all you got right now in this recession that we're in. What happens? Okay, you know what, man? Maybe I can work something out. And you lose your family. But guess what? That narcissistic boss who wants that supply to fill that void, that endless pit that's in their belly, you may lose all your livelihood. But guess what? They're successful. On their resume, they're successful on paper. The company could be striving, but guess what? You ask any last one of those workers, are they happy? Answer's going to be no. Why? Because the narcissist got their supply. So, again, it's very hard to detect these type of things in these type of individuals, but the easiest way for me, from what I've seen, is when it comes to money, always check your bank statements. Always check the history of bills. That's how you can determine whether or not that money is being, especially if you're in a relationship with a narcissist. The best thing for you to do is keep your money separate. Watch how they act. Watch how they do. Again, anytime, especially for like a wedding or any food event where it requires money, best believe the narc is going to spend all the money, all the savings funds, just to appease people who don't care about them. Why? Because it feeds that void, that itch that they're getting at. So hopefully I was able to elaborate and explain to the best of my ability and extent what narcissistic supply is. But at the end of the day, If you're an empath like myself, it is a very, very hard thing to determine, especially, when it comes to money. But it's easier to detect once you sit down, you write down and do the math, literally do your budget, and you see more products and orders from Amazon and all this other stuff than you do on your bill statements or whatnot. It's very easy to detect. You can make phone calls and all that, and then put a narcissist on spot. Because at the end of the day, when you put them on spot, they're not gonna want to own up to their mistake. No, they just want to keep. They want to further their agenda. They want to further their financial abuse, which this is what it is. It's financial abuse, it's emotional abuse, and it's mental abuse. Because even when you're out of these scenarios, you meet someone new who's not narcissistic whatsoever, it can be the best thing since sliced bread. But because of that trauma, which I'll be in my next video, trauma bonds, and I'll identify what that looks like. It's hard to heal from that stuff, but it's possible. Because you can stay in the pain of remaining the same, or you can move forward in the pain of being better. It's Brother Toby's, video. So I love you guys. Thank you for supporting. Peace and God bless.